I survived the second semester. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time. I think more than 3 months since I made a video. I last left off at mental health. So let's go all the way back. Second semester consists of 8 weeks, the first 8 weeks and the second 8 weeks. The first 8 weeks was mental health. And I talked a little bit about it in the last video, but it was fine. We had a new professor. She was excellent. And we did 12-hour shifts, I believe on Thursdays, on a psych floor at one of the hospitals in California, Southern California. And it was fine. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but it went on to be a really great 8 weeks. We took the mental health ATI final, which I passed. And when I say pass ATI, I mean for our school, passing is when you score into the second level or more. So second or third is a pass for us. If you score in the first 0 or first, then you have to remediate the ATI, take it again. So I did fine. Then Med-surg. So there are a total of 3 Med-surg classes in our program. This past 8 weeks was the first Med-surg. Oh, you guys. Okay, I can't even explain. Okay, let me say this. Thank goodness for Nurse Sarah and Simple Nursing and Picmonic and Level Up RN. It was just a really hard 8 weeks. I believe we started off with fluid and electrolytes, and I bombed it, and it was beyond a bomb, that first test. And you know what's painful about failing that test for me was the time I took to study for it. I don't think I've ever studied, I could be lying, but I don't think I've ever studied so hard for an exam, because I knew fluid and electrolytes and acid-base balance were going to be a difficult subject for me because I struggled in the LVN program. And I knew, it seems like so far, so if you're LVN and you're watching, in my opinion, the subjects that you struggled with in LVN will be the subjects that you struggle with in the RN program. For me so far, nothing has been different. So having said that, I knew that electrolytes, acid-base balance were going to be a struggle. Not the content itself, but the way that the questions are asked, right? These NCLEX style questions. And for those of us that are taking the NCLEX NGN, they're really focusing more on concept-based questions. So you're not going to get, easier stuff, meaning they'll give you some symptoms and say, is this hypernatremia, hyponatremia? No, I wish. It's not as simple as I thought it was going to be. They were pretty much all concept-based questions, which I was not prepared for. I prepared in a way that I memorized the hypers and hypos, and I memorized how to get an ABG. If you watch Simple Nursing, he used the marching band suit method. I know people like tic-tac-toe, but that's the method I went with. And it wasn't as simple as, okay, tell me what this is. Respiratory alkalosis, acidosis, metabolic alkalosis, acid. It's not that simple. I mean, the questions were, like I said, all concept-based. So yeah, I really bombed that first exam, which was horrible. I think that was the worst week so far in the nursing program, just putting so much into it and then just not passing, like not even close to passing, okay? Just bad. I totally changed the way that I did things after that test. After I realized that it was all gonna be concept-based, I went back to the drawing board and just changed how I did things. After that, that was the first week, and after that, things got better. But we'll get back to that. Let's move on to clinical. Our clinical site changed. So for the first semester, I was at the same hospital on the same day, actually, just different floors. This time I moved to an entirely different hospital, which I liked so much better than our other hospital. We had access to chart at this hospital. Much better. The staff, the work, it was just a much better experience. Clinical. We were on a med-surg floor, and I've said this a million times, I'm not a med-surg nurse. I will never be a med-surg nurse. I will never work med-surg, but the experience wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. I had a really good clinical instructor. There's all types of clinical instructors, but my clinical instructor this time around so she would watch you, but you would not know she was there. I prefer that. I prefer that over somebody standing above me and watching me do a head to toe. You know, I would come out of a room and she would be standing there and I'm like, oh, okay. So you watched what I did, but I didn't know. So the anxiety wasn't there like it would be if you know your instructor is going to stand right underneath you to do whatever the procedure may be. So that was good. Had a good time in clinical. I don't have complaints about the clinical experience. Moving on to lab, we did have one day a week at lab, and I believe it was Wednesdays. And so lab mostly consisted of the fourth semester students setting up stations, so different skills, and they would demonstrate and we would demonstrate back. So that was fun too, getting to know the fourth semester, getting tips on the next semester and getting their opinions and all that stuff was cool. I didn't mind that at all, so lab wasn't bad. Now, back to lecture, it was brutal. Lecture was hard. It was a really hard semester. Every test produced such crazy anxiety. And yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. I did pass. I did make it through. I'm not going to say go into my grades because I know I have students that go to school with me watch these videos and some professors watch these videos. So I'm not going to go into details, but I did make it through and I'm very happy. As far as I know, we all made it through. I don't know for sure because it was very difficult. It was a struggle for most of us. We took our ATI for this semester. It was the community health ATI. We thought it was going to be the Med-surg ATI, but I guess that's going to be in the fourth semester. And it was fine. I passed, meaning I made it into the second level on the first try. And then we had a dosage calculation exam. We have those every semester. I think most of you do if you're in nursing school. This semester, we could only miss one. And I passed. So that was good too. Now, getting to the summer, my summer plans, I'm not doing anything. I'm really not doing anything. I have a wedding to go to. My daughters are flower girls in a wedding. My brother's getting married. So I'm flying back home. Home is Northern California, not the Bay Area, but way Northern California. I'll be going there for a couple of days. And then I have a few things planned with the kids. I want to get in a day at Disneyland. We're headed to the beach, but mainly I'm just going to recover from med-surg. I'm mainly going to recover from that experience because it was so stressful, you guys. There's no way I could have vlogged during that time because it was one of those semesters where it's like, am I going to make it? Like, am I going to do this? Do I have to go back to YouTube and say I failed? Which is fine. If I fail, I'll tell you I failed. If I fail out of the program or if I have to repeat a class, I can say that. I don't want to say that. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but it was a struggle. And I kind of have the attitude now of surviving that class really helps me to believe I can get through the program. I know that fourth semester advanced med-surg is the one, but having made it through this, you know, it was just a lot of time I spent studying, and the more time I spend studying, the less time I was able to spend working. So financially, it was a struggle this time around. I'm not working right now. The class is over and I'm still not working. I'm just trying to decide really what I want to do. So up until this point, I've been working as an LVN, but I've been COVID swabbing. And COVID swabbing is such an easy job because you're not charting, you're not dealing with nursing stuff. And it's nice when you're in school because you can, well, my COVID swabbing job was school friendly. So I was able to study in between swabbing patients. And if the later I worked in the evening, the more downtime I have. But as we all know, the COVID numbers are have dropped. So the jobs are not there like they were. I am still technically employed at the place that I was before. How it works is you just pick up shifts. That we're on an app and you're just able to pick up shifts. And I can see now it's not going to be enough work. So I'm looking into getting some 12-hour shifts. I don't know what specialty. I've been kind of looking around. I'm not sure where I want to go, but I'll let you guys know because I do have to start working in the next couple of weeks. So in the next video, I'll tell you where I ended up at. I'm probably going to do a combination of that job and COVID swabbing. Other than that, my summer is clear. I was going to take classes towards my BSN, but I'm not. I just really want to step away from all things academics right now and just enjoy my family and my husband and my daughters because the last 8 weeks has been a total like, leave me alone, I want to study. I have to make up for having such a bad attitude during the semester. It's so stressful. And you know, if you're going through it, you understand what I'm saying. But if you're a family or a friend of somebody going through it, just know that it is hard work. It's hard work to get in nursing school, especially in LA. And it's hard work to keep your seat. And the last thing you want to do is, you know, complete years of prereqs and a TEAS test. And for me, I got an alternate seat and then I finally got the seat and then to think that you're not going to have the seat. So that has been my life for the last 3 months, just trying to hang in there. I'm really sorry that I haven't updated, but I'm getting lots of kind messages. I get a notification. So if you leave me a message on a video, I get the notification right away and I respond right away. If you're leaving me a message through Instagram, I'll leave my Instagram right here. I don't get those as fast because I'm not on Instagram every day, as you can tell. I'm going to try to get better, but if you send me a message through Instagram, be patient with me. I don't always check my Instagram. I try to respond when I see them, but if you want to get my attention the fastest, then you'll leave a message on this video or an email through YouTube. That's the fastest way to get a hold of me, but I'm still here. Okay, so next semester it starts off with OB and then peds. I'm looking forward to OB because I had a great time in the last part of my LVN program in the OB in labor and delivery. I actually watched a couple of C-sections and I was very active on one lady when she had her son. And when I went to the hospital the next day after, like, I don't want to say helping her deliver, I was her little cheerleader. The hospital actually, she gave me a really good compliment. She spoke Spanish, I spoke English, I don't speak any Spanish, but I tried my best with her and her husband, and she actually ended up giving me a great compliment, and the charge nurse, you know, thanked me, and it was a really good experience. I actually have pictures. She took pictures of me holding her baby, which I'm not going to show obviously for HIPAA, but that was a really good experience. I could see myself being a labor and delivery nurse if I could just work labor and delivery. I wouldn't want to work postpartum or mother baby, but if I could just do the labor and delivery part, I could see myself in that role. It will be followed by peds. I'm not a peds nurse either. I think partially because I have a lot of kids myself and I take care of kids all day, and the last thing I want to do is do it for a living. So I really don't see myself being a peds nurse, but I don't mind. I don't mind it for school. It'll be nice. It will be so nice to get away from Med-surg. I'm not going to complain. Put me on any specialty except Med-surg. But that's about it. Tell me where you guys are at in your program. Congrats to everybody that just graduated. We did get to help out with, well, not help out. Our plan was to help out, but we did sit and watch the current, the 4th semester pinning ceremony, which was so emotional because they were the pandemic class and they went through a lot, you know, during COVID. Some of them had lost a lot of family members, and I believe there was even a student that passed away of COVID. So it was emotional. It got me. Like, I didn't think it would. I'm really a ritual person. So I don't have plans to attend my own pinning and my own graduation. Fun fact, I don't do any of my graduations. I didn't do my LVN pinning or my LVN graduation or high school. I don't typically do those types of things, and I don't have plans to do it this time. But that was an emotional pinning. The stories, you guys, they were just crazy. It was just terrible for the COVID class. We're still a COVID class too, but not like they were. Okay, I've rambled on a long time. This is gonna be a longer video than I intended. Yeah, let me know where you guys are at in your program, if you graduated, how you're doing. And I will be back soon. I will be back before the third semester. Oh my God, we're going in the third semester. I cannot believe it. But I will be back before then to give you an update about my current job and plans for the third semester. That's it for now. Thank you for the kind messages, and thank you for subscribing. I'm getting close to 2K. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.